Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
Will they be able to base one on the Adams family, Gomez?
Yeah. Fucking fat ass Gomez.
Wasn't it even wearing like Chucks too? The figure.
Yeah, he was. Fuck you, Gomez. It's a fucking cockroach, isn't he?
You gotta pull the Tom Hanks and be like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Explain to me how this is fun.
Yeah, when I first saw that posted in the chat, I was like, I didn't know what that was, like 650, and then doing some research for tonight, I'm like, oh, that's what it is. It's like that's what people fucking are trying to get for that. Like, that's crazy. I'm with you, Gary. I don't get it. I wouldn't get it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. If you want, like you said, Brian, I think it really is just trying to be exclusivity and the bragging rights, and unfortunately, that's a bigger part of what the community is. Sometimes it's like, you're just trying to say, oh, I have such and such, and I have it because not I really like it, but because it costs money or it was hard to get, one or the other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, I think there are some hardcore Mezco fans, and just like they want everything Mezco too. So,
but doesn't it seem like the organization really goes out of their way to make it difficult to be like a hardcore fan like that? That's what kills me.
Yeah,
these posts at 11:30 on a weekday. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's very. They don't seem to care so much about the people that are their biggest advocates.
Well,
I think it's definitely a Shark Tank atmosphere when it comes to Mezcos now. It's just if you're not ready for the pre-order and you're not there the first 10 minutes, forget it. You're done.
Is that how fast? Okay. Is that how fast the thing sold out in? Was that quick?
Well, yeah, like the first one, but the second one, I think the pre-order is still up. But I think Mezco did. I don't know. I like to get into it, but it's just like
get into it. Fucking speak your feelings. But isn't one of those versions like one that comes with like a collectible bag, like an exclusive version?
Yeah, well, the figure's still the same. Everything that's the figure, that's what you're buying. Who gives a fuck about a bag? Who gives a shit about a goddamn lanyard? But
hey,
at the end of the day,
don't fucking shit on lanyards.
Easy, Dom. Right? Exactly.
But that's not coming with the figure itself. Like
the second pre-order. The second pre-order just comes with a simple comic book.
Okay. So comes with an awesome toy,
and the toy itself, the same toy that came with the first one.
But did that first one? It didn't have the blade with it. Also, did it?
What blade?
That they were giving away. Wasn't there like a blade figure? That was just a giveaway at the toy fair, right?
Yeah, at the toy fair. Yeah. I think that's the first one. Also had that. It was outside the box kind of thing. But I think Mezco, if they want to change, because if history repeated itself, the toy that they released last Toy Fair it's like a desirable figure, and it still demands a very high price. I forgot what the figure was, but the Toy Fair exclusive is still very hot, and last year's. So people, I guess, with this one chose to, I guess, history repeat itself. But if it wasn't going to repeat itself, and Mezco was going to put this out there for pre-orders, which they did, which I applaud them to do, then announce it. Announce it before the Toy Fair, saying, hey, guys, we're going to give this exclusive out for Toy Fair attendees, but it will be available after the show on this pre-order, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but everybody's going to want that Toy Fair exclusive because it gives you the extra bag or the extra swag or whatever the fuck it comes to.
So here's what I'll say, right? No one, I shouldn't say no one, right? But very few people would be able to surpass me in terms of, the FOMO, right? And the fear of missing out on Soul Chigok and Voltron. And they're never going to release it. And Bandai doesn't have the license. And they don't have this. And they don't have that. And it's, all this other stuff. And lo and behold, it all comes back around full circle. And then what do people start doing? Trying to speculate. This one's plastic. This one's metal. It's not the same. It's, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It just, eventually either something better comes out or you'll have another chance at it.
I agree. And that which you learn that over time when in collecting something like, and I feel bad for the people who did purchase it off the secondary market for an extremely absurd price, But
or
Or
you
silly,
just,
or silly them, or silly them.
or you just
I'm not-
listen,
I'm
or
not-
you have a good friend and you just you wear him or her down to the point where they finally give in. That technique it worked with my wife, so that's good, and it worked for Voltron. So I don't have too many tools in the old tool belt, so I like to stick with what works.
I like, I just feel like,
But Dom, you weren't one of those heads that paid.
No.
Amount of
But
money,
like,
right?
believe me, like I was like,
You're ready.
I
You were
like
ready.
VR.
You were like
No,
finger on the button. You had the finger
no,
on the fucking button. You
dude,
were ready to
not
do
for
it.
$600. Not $600.
I think we went live 5 minutes early.
200 maybe, but not
Just a
600.
meltdown.
Like every fucking post that went up, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. that like for the like you should have saw it. Like after that post went up, like around 12:30, you should have saw it. Every like eBay auction that came up new was like 600, 650, 600, like and which over the weekend it was like 1,000. Like it was going up for $1,000, which was like ridiculous.
Are you a Mezco fan?
Oh yeah, I collect every Mexico.
Come on, Jose.
Love it.
No, it's just good because like a character like this, which is like I'm looking at it like Gary. I'm like, okay, it's a body with a fucking head.
It's a cool like
if
you're into
if you
Mezco, if you're into Mezco and you've been collecting the line, it's something that can definitely just it's a figure, illustrating the company itself, and you would like to get it.
So you're looking at it.
I'm sure
you want to get the piece, not that you want to resell it for $600.
No. No, I'm not looking to get or resell anything. Mezco's reselling is very difficult, and I'll never risk that amount of money to do that.
Okay. Sorry.
Because you're talking about $80 per figure. So if you're going to buy a bulk of them, you better be, confident that resale value is going to stay there.
Yeah.
Like who would predict that the Superman, which was so easy to get when Mezco put it out, and then all of a sudden now everybody's trying to get a Superman Mezco, and it's jumping up to 125, 130, 150.
Okay. I was just speaking like in regards to this figure, because
this figure is, who knows? Like I think Mezco.
Just buy yourself an Ant-Man toy and put a little suit coat on it. And
just take Auntie's head, pull it off, and put it on a fucking Mezco. Put it on like what? Nick Fury's fucking outfit. That's it. You got
it. Exactly.
Or if you want to take it off Spider Noir and just put fucking Auntie's head on Spider Noir.
There you go.
I think the point of it is like these companies, like Dom, you were saying, they don't announce this sort of stuff.
They don't. And I don't know if it was. If it was, I apologize. Because I don't think it was. Because if it was, then I don't think the secondary market would have went where it did over this past weekend.
Who are you apologizing to?
I know, right?
No, I'm apologizing to like if Mezco did. I'm apologizing if Mezco did announce it. I don't know.
Yeah.
So they like
here's a question though.
Big thing is like they could totally like they could avoid this like by making more of that figure. They're doing nothing but shooting themselves in the foot. They could be making that money, not some secondary schmo. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. But they're not going to charge $650. They're not going to be making that money.
But I mean, it's like I guess Hasbro, they saw what some of the older Black Series figures were going for, and it's like we could be making this money. Let's revise this. Let's make this available for everybody. We want to make sure everybody gets our product.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no different than, right? As I always say, like, you don't want rated R, you want PG-13 for your movie rating, because the R rating cuts off so much of your potential market base.
Yes.
Right. So, but I do have a question, and Brian, don't get mad at me because I'm just asking. I'm not sure. Okay. Do you guys think that some of that excitement? So, Toy Fair is, there's a lot to look at, right? A lot of discussion on all the shows, but since it's not a con or a convention with typical product you can buy, right, and it's more of an industry type of show, because this seems to be one of the few items that came out of the show, for purchase, that added to the hype to it. In other words, because of the scarcity of available stuff that came out of there. amped up the interest in that to get those prices there.
I see what you mean.
Right. Yeah, in other words, you didn't have stuff from like Mattel being sold that was an exclusive. It's not like San Diego, right? We have all these different brands with San Diego exclusives, and you can buy them, and people can go there and get them. You know, that was so much more difficult, and there wasn't a lot of other stuff from what I saw. You know, that's available right now. I don't know. I was just curious if you thought maybe that added to some of the hype. To hey, there wasn't anything else coming out of there, so people were more excited about it.
And Gary, I don't know if I'm wrong in saying this. And when I was reading some stuff on the boards and on the Mezco boards and stuff like that, I think these figures were given for free. I don't think they were sold there at the show. I think they were like your admission to us, like the show. I think you were given like if you walked up to the Mezco thing. I might be wrong. Like when reading the post,
I think you're right.
I heard somebody said that this was a free, like, see these bastards selling them for $1,000, and it's a free figure that they got at going to the show.
Yeah, it's no. I guess I think you're correct, but it didn't seem like Mattel was doing that same idea, right?
No.
It didn't seem like Hasbro was doing it for people. So even the vendors, but it just I've complained about this once before, but in my business, I was in the industry when Oprah gave away all those Pontiacs like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Mm-hmm. And fucking people got that free car, and first thing they wanted to do is try and sell it. You know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah, I think
same thing. Thing.
I think there might be some of that hype just because it is an industry show. You're not going there for pickups. But even I think even Hasbro did it. They revealed that G2 or Camouflage Megatron off that Siege mold, and then you could just go to the website and buy it. Like it was like announced at Toy Fair, and then they made it available to purchase immediately. So probably, what I'm saying, like people that are following the news and the footage from the weekend, and then they see it, an announcement like that, and then oh shit, it's available. It just makes you want to go out and buy it right away. So possible, definitely possible.
It's definitely in hype, and with Mezco and where it's gotten to, every exclusive that pops out, it's just hyped up. And unfortunately, that's just where it's taken. It's
let their stuff go crazy. All that will do is it continue to invite more competition, from other companies that will keep getting better in that same scale. You know what I mean? And then they'll have to improve.
Yeah, just a weird exclusive for people to get super excited for. It's not like it's not like it's a major character.
Right. It is. Like that's the thing. It is, and the funny thing is that it's probably. And I'm speaking for myself. It's just that I've been collecting Mezco since the original Batmans that came out. So like for me, it's something that I would love to have in my collection. So it's it's like I'm going
to challenge you. Dom, would you really love to have that thing in your collection? Are you really like
cool?
Come on, listen.
No, Gary,
I can't buy that.
Gary.
I can't.
I don't want it. I don't want it anymore.
Gary, I know why Dom wants the thing. He's that completionist, and that's Mezco's mascot. If you don't have that Gomez figure, you're not a Mezco collector, basically. Dom, am I right?
You're right, Dave. And just to talk to Gary, I didn't buy like all of their Mezco figures. Like I didn't buy the Spock, I didn't buy the Kurt, I didn't buy the Frankenstein. I didn't buy things that I would not.
Yeah, you're not a real collector then. Just like the people who don't have their construct. Don't make me say it.
I'm not.
There's more hype. There's more hype.
He's not a real collector.
Figure than you guys are talking about it too. It's not just a Toy Fair exclusive, but the body that they used underneath it is what the hype is about. Also, with some of the collectors. So supposedly it's one of the better bodies. It's almost like a Spider-Man body underneath. So he's highly posable. So people are like trying to use that figure, not so much for the Gomez itself. Some people might want it for that, cockroach, whatever the fuck he is.
It's a good customizing figure.
But people are looking to customize that. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like Chris, right? He likes to buy those suited, anything suited with the Marvel Legends, right? Because he wants to customize them. Imagine this thing, what he can do with that. You know?
But that's a $20 toy, and why wouldn't they just buy the Spider-Man Mezco for $100 and customize that?
Because you don't have to take the clothes off of it; it's already on it. You know what I mean? look at the debacle he got into when he was trying to do the Catwoman suit. You know, it's not easy to take those clothes off of those figures, and it comes with a lot of shit too.
Especially with these big sausages.
From the guy who bought the mini Fison, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. She's right here. She's right here, and I still play with her.
Well, that one came naked. So
exactly. That's why. That's why Jose. That's why he bought it.
But I was listening to the show and I was trying to get my computer to work, and the last Toy Fair exclusive was that Batman.
Yeah.
The black one that came out.
Yeah,
the year before that was the blacked out Punisher.
Punisher, yeah.
So like those like 400 of
exactly.
Like
so like if history repeated itself, which like the first two, they never released them for pre-order. Mezco never released those show exclusive Toy Fair figures for pre-order. It was just if you were at Toy Fair, you got them. And the thing is that this one was expected to be the same. So that's why when people were posting that up on the secondary market, it was going for like the $1,000 that they were asking for. But then when Mezco posted it pre-order, the first pre-order sold out crazy. And I applaud them for doing it because they're giving other people a shot that didn't go to Toy Fair to get it. But then they shouldn't announce to say, don't worry, we're going to put it up for pre-order where you can get it later down the road in September. Because we're doing another order.
They instituted something I like to call tough love, and people have learned a valuable lesson. Literally,
they have, and I believe me, I was just gonna be like, I'll just wait until the prices come down and I'll buy it. But like, it was funny when I found out that because the second pre-order didn't go up until like almost 5 o'clock, so it's it was time interval. It wasn't like the first pre-order went up at like 11:30, and then the second one didn't go up until 5 o'clock. So
the second pre-order was different though.
Yeah,
it was the same figure, but you didn't get the goodie bag.
You didn't get
the goodie bag with it. Yeah. So you didn't get the Toy Fair exclusive stuff that came with the.
I just wanted the figure, dude. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
The figure and all the accessories with the figure that comes with the figure. That's it. I don't give it.
Well, you got it.
Yeah, and I did, and I'm glad that I waited. But like it's like,
you have to pay $650. You'd have to pay $650.
Come on, dude.
But you're acting like you did, though.
Dude, it's like an emotional. It's like a fucking emotional roller coaster. It's like you fucking wake up in the morning and you think you're ready to get this fucking pre-order. You know it's coming, and then you fucking miss it, and you're pissed, and then all of a sudden the second one comes up. Like, oh my god, I couldn't fucking deal with it.
Yeah. Well, I do understand that because it is like your emotions are being played with. You're like, fuck, and then you don't know, that they're gonna throw up a second one, and then they did, and then boom, you're happy.
Yeah, I'm happy now, and at the end of the day, it's just like I feel bad that like. And if the communication was out there, believe me, I didn't see it. But if it was, then good for them. And I don't know why people. Then it's silly for those people who did buy the $500 or $600 worth. Mezco fucking.
And if they did, then they got it like that. Fucking.
Yeah. God bless them. God bless them.
Word up.
It's all about that sticker in the corner that says Toy Fair exclusive.
Yeah.
Just the sticker.
We gotta get in there next year, Dave. And then that'll be us. That'll be us on eBay.
Yeah, well, they are giving out for free, like Dom was saying before, giving out to the press. The press exclusives.
We're gonna get some press passes. We're gonna get some press passes and walk up in there like we own that fucking place.
Then see that like they shouldn't do that. Like why are they giving out free press packages to people going to that show? Because half those, like anybody with a fucking YouTube channel could go to the fucking Toy Fair and say I'm the press.
Well, that'll be us.
Well, it's not a guarantee everybody gets a figure either, though. You know what I mean? Like they have a list of attendees that are going to be there, and they probably have a list of who they're giving the figures to. Because when I went last year, I went the last day, and apparently there were people there who had been there the whole week who hadn't gotten one. Let's say a group of individuals went together, maybe 2 out of the 4 got them, right? For that group, like a wholesaler, because most of the people that are invited there are wholesalers, because you obviously want to see what you're going to be purchasing for the next year that you're there.
Exactly.
So you come with a group of 4 or 5 people, they're not going to give you 4 or 5 figures. They'll give you maybe 2, So when I was there, I forgot the actor's name, but that dude from Punisher, the CIA detective, whatever that I met, he was there on that, days after the fact, and they had a figure for him, like ready, because I guess they knew he was coming. So they know what they're doing, man. They do that. You know, they give these press figures out, right? You get the shout out to The Amazing. You get the Amazing kind of reviewers that
get the hype
first.
Yep, get the hype
And then you
train
get the
going.
people, exactly. You get the people hyped, and those reviewers, they talk about the figure and they say, "Oh, look what it came with. Look what it could do. Look at the articulation." You see the first like IG shots of them, and that's when people are going crazy. And that's why you get those people that are like, "I need this thing. I gotta pay fucking $700, $800 for this fucking toy. That's $90. You know what I'm saying?
Pay through the ass for it, right? Yep.
And then you get the secondary, third. You get the Doms and the Daves of the world who just say, "I just fucking want one because it looks cool and I fucking collect Mezco, but I'm not gonna pay $500-$600 for it." They know that. So the next day, what they'll do is they'll hype it up again like they did today, and then throw it out to the masses, which they did. They know what they're doing, man. It's not that they don't care. It's just that they want
to have their name out there.
Yeah, they want you at the tip of their tongue, whether it's bad or good.
Yeah,
they just want you to consistently talk about them. So
I want Mezco to be spoken about.
Well, let's change the topic then, because we're playing right into their.
Fuck you.
Brink was right. I wish I would have hit the button 5 minutes before I did.
I was like, Jose, press play.
When I was going on my rant,
you would have caught it all. Yeah, would have caught it all. So, all right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 59 of Breaking the Mold. Hurricane BX. Let's say what's up to the rest of the crew. Don't think you didn't notice you sliding in here late, bro. Energon Addict. What's up, Pop?
What's up, man? Yeah, I had some internet problems. It looks like I didn't have any internet, so I couldn't even respond to you guys. Like it was like going in and out. So I'm here now, though.
So to speak.
So happy Tuesday. Yeah, so to speak. I wish I was going in and out right now. But
save it for after the show. What's going on, dude?
Chilling, man. Had a very quiet weekend. I can't even remember most of it now that I think about it. What the fuck did I do this weekend? Not much. I worked on the room a little bit. Put my last detolf up. Cleaned up a little bit. I mean, it's still a wreck in here, but for the most part, fighting a cold. I've been fighting a cold since last week. So today I left work like 10:30 in the morning. Came home, fell asleep. So.
Oh, nice little half day. Were you off yesterday? Did you have to go to work?
Nah, I had to go in yesterday.
Oh, shit. Man.
Today I was like, I wasn't feeling it. There wasn't much to do. I was like, I'm going home. Nobody was here. The baby was at the in-laws. So I was like, fuck it. I started watching that, what's that shit? The Umbrella Corp?
Yeah, buddy.
Like that. So I'm like maybe like 4 episodes into that. It's not bad.
On Netflix.
You like it? We just finished it last night. It's pretty fucking good.
Oh, you finished it? Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I read it when it came, like when it was out. Like that was probably late 90s, early 2000s when the book came out.
Mm-hmm.
I read it way back then.
I had never heard of it until now. So
yeah,
it's interesting though. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So far, you think this thing's gonna carry on? You saw it through the end, like for multiple seasons, or is it like a mini series?
Maybe for one more. We'll say that.
All right.
Maybe for one more season.
One more.
Yeah, well, that's the latest show I see kind of making the Facebook rounds where everybody's kind of talking about it, So if you're saying it's interesting, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's superhero-ish, It definitely has like an X-Men aura to it, kind of, But check it out. It's different. It's different, definitely.
All right, no doubt. All right, Brian Brink, what's up, man?
What's up? I was watching some Netflix too. I'm watching this cartoon called The Dragon Prince. It's pretty good. It's kind of along the lines of Voltron, where you get some adult humor and then some kiddie stuff all mixed in. It's rather mythic. So that's good. And just kind of winding down off the long weekend. We got some snow coming, so I'll be working from home tomorrow and stuff like that. And
how much snow are you supposed to get?
3 to 5 inches. It's like, we're getting snow and ice. Yeah.
Dude, we got like another freaking like 7-8 inches all day yesterday. It's ridiculous. I don't know where I'm at. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't know.
Also, I've been watching this really cheesy show on Amazon. It's a set of movies. There's like 5 of them, I think, and it's called Mythica. And
Mythica?
it is like B movie type stuff, but like with some special effects and things in it. It's I'm into it now. After you watch the first 3 of them, you're like, all right, I can't stop now. You know?
One of those is so bad it's good type deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin Sorbo's in it, and I tell you what, man, if he acted like that, like he did on Hercules, well, I'm glad I never saw Hercules. No, his acting was terrible, man.
It wasn't that great on Hercules either.
Okay.
I remember.
We were young and it was on Channel 11, right? So
Yeah,
whatever.
Xena. We weren't interested in Xena back then. Lucy Lawless.
Yeah. So some of the acting's kind of cheesy, and you can the action scenes, like the choreography is just like, all right, we can't shoot this all day long. Just do it, and if it sucks, doesn't matter. We're still putting it in the movie. But the lore behind it and the costume design and stuff, it's like, dude, I feel like my Mythic Legion's coming to life a little bit, so I'm kind of into it.
Yeah, and you said Mythica. So what are you doing? Are you just going into the search bar and typing in Mythic?
Yeah,
What pops up?
I did that on Sunday, and it's like add this to playlist, add this to playlist, add this to playlist, and stuff like that. So
That's interesting.
So I'm gonna be watching a lot of crappy movies here in the next month. It seems.
Brian, you ever seen JD? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it called Ice and Fire? The movie
Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice from the. You seen that?
Yeah, man.
That's very mythic-y.
It is very mythic-y. The Frank Frazetta museum. He's the guy behind the art for that. Mm-hmm. They did that, and that was actually, when video stores started popping up, that was one that I would rent at least once a month. Mm-hmm. So
nice.
Yeah.
Fire and Ice.
Yeah. You find it on YouTube. You can watch it. Watch it tonight. It's good.
I'll look that up. All right, Big Dom, what's up, dude?
What's going on? I was off Monday for the holiday, so mostly slept. I slept in for a good portion of the day.
That's good.
Catch up on some sleep.
It's always good to catch up on some sleep.
Yeah.
Do you ever really catch up though, or do you just sleep? Right.
Well, I slept until like 12 o'clock, so I guess I can consider that I caught up because I slept enough.
So that's why you missed out on the first Mezco pre-order.
No, that wasn't today. Oh, Brian, I said Monday. Jesus, Brian, you're slipping, man. You're slipping on the details.
He would have set his alarm for that if he knew a pre-order was coming. Dude,
I did wake up on Monday though, like around 11. I was like, and I looked at my iPad to see if anything posted up. Yeah.
First thing you did, right? Like when you wake up.
I was like, let's see what's on the shit boards over here. Okay.
Didn't even brush your teeth yet, right? You savage.
No. Dom, I gotta say, man, you're looking skinnier, dude.
Yeah, I'm losing weight. I'm losing weight.
Yeah, man, so. You can see more of your neck now.
Lost my my gullet.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you weren't in here, but I heard him saying before, even before we went live, something about playing hooky, and he was just fucking at the gym all day working out.
Yeah, like I took off today. I extended my 3-day weekend to a 4-day weekend. So,
He's doing 2 days. He's doing 2 days.
I went to work out around 11 o'clock this afternoon, and then when I got home, that's when I knew I missed everything, and I was like all pissed. And
he was mad. He missed the pre-order and shit.
So about 5 o'clock, it was about 4:30. I was like, I'm just going back to the gym. I got all this frustration and fucking. So I went and I ran another 4 miles in the gym. So
should miss more pre-orders, bro.
Because I bought
exactly.
I bought like a daily pass, at the local gym that I don't go to here. So like I had like I can use it all day long, but so it was $10. So I was worth I I ended up, let me.
Well,
just
now
go
you
back
just
to the gym.
explained it to us. We all know you're not going to drop $10, not get your money's worth for it.
I know, right?
I used the electricity. I was all on the treadmill, the elliptical, actually, the elliptical.
Dom, what's your motivation on the elliptical? Are you chasing after Kelly and Chris?
I find the hottest girl in the room and I run after her, but I can't get to her. It's like dangling a carrot in front of my face. No,
Just with butt cheeks.
dude. People ask me why I don't want listen to music or watch something when I run, because I don't, and it's just, believe me, it's like your mind, the things you think about when not just running on an elliptical or treadmill and not listening to music or watching anything. It's just, you come up with some stupid shit.
Yep. And man, in the summer when I go on hiking trails and stuff, I don't like to listen to music either. I just like to
they
listen
ask
to the
me,
birds.
and I just like to focus. I like to focus what I'm doing and push myself a little harder every 5 minute interval. I try to keep it up, the pace up as long as I possibly can. And
Music
I just
would
feel
help with that, bro. Listen to some techno or something where it's going.
yeah,
boom,
but I
boom,
think music
boom,
and
boom.
TV would just distract me, and I would just keep my pace low. So I try not to watch that stuff, so I can kind of keep my pace high and push myself and do that stuff. But
Concentrating on the task.
you do what works for you, people.
Tom, you're a better man than me. When I miss out on pre-orders, I order a pizza.
I was close. I was going to make myself a peanut butter sandwich and just go to my happy place. So fucking close, dude. So fucking close. And cry over my peanut butter sandwich. Why?
so jelly.
Let's go.
You're such a failure.
Gomez is not going to be part of my life.
Love the
Why'd
fucking
you leave
name,
me?
Gomez. So funny. All right, G Money, what's up, dude?
Dude, I got nothing new to share. I feel like a broken record. So Brian's got snow coming. Dom went to the gym. Everybody's watching stuff on Netflix. I watched that. It's older, I think. It's called Kingdom. It's the kind of almost like a zombie movie, but it's foreign. It's I think it's feudal Japan. It takes place in. So you see a little bit of. It's only 6 episodes. It was pretty good though, but it's subtitled, so you got to pay attention when you watch it.
Okay.
But it's a different take on the illness. It's like they come back to life, but they have to almost hide during the day. So the creatures, once the humans have died, they have to go underneath the floors or in little caves or bury themselves in the leaves and stuff. So the people are have daylight, and then as soon as sundown comes, they come back to life. But there's a feudal family. Yeah, it's very interesting. It's a different take. It was entertaining to watch. But yeah,
Kingdom?
so
Kingdom? It's
yeah,
called?
Kingdom.
I'll look it up.
Is it anime?
No, it's live action. Live action. That's good. But yeah, that's it. I'm not as passionate about the Mezco as Dom. I
Also,
think
you
I'm
you don't have any fiery speech to give us on that whole
no,
spot?
not on that one. I mean, I admittedly said, when I saw that the first order went live, not the pre-order, but I was like, I'll give it a shot. I had some time, and I figured someone in the realm would want it, because I don't really collect those things, but didn't get it in the cart in time and get it checked out. But that's it. We did a little mini birthday party. One of our cats turned 20 on Sunday. So she got pictures taken and vanilla ice cream. And then my wife is now making memes with cat pictures, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's it.
Wait, so that picture you just posted in the group, that wasn't one that you made?
No, my wife put that together.
Okay, because that's what I was saying, dude. I didn't know Gary knew how to make memes.
No, that's all her. That's all her. That's it. Just waiting for spring to get here. Sooner or later.
He just doesn't want any more snow. No more snow.
No, dude, I had to swap out cars yesterday because it really, in all seriousness, I know where I live. I know it's winter time still in February, and I was in a very impractical car for this type of weather. But I've been paying attention. I can usually, if the day before a significant event, make arrangements, swap out, get something different. And Sunday night,
Lamborghinis don't have snow tires?
Yeah, right. I wish. But yeah, no, it started snowing. I was like, oh crap. I was like, so I had to leave the company car and take my Jeep out of the garage, and I'm like, my car's all filthy.
It's gonna get all
Yeah,
salty.
it is all salty. It's like never been, in the snow before.
I just watched
Fine.
this thing.
It's a Jeep. It's fine. It's fine. It's just, yeah, that's it. That's it.
All right. Did you have to
Right,
work? You had to work yesterday? Where you
I
are?
sure did. Yeah, no, I worked. It's in my business, this is my like really busy time of year with people getting their tax money. So like our Saturday traffic is huge, which is good. It's fun. It's exciting. Obviously, it's good for business, but those government holidays are typically pretty busy for us. Also, when people are off of work, they're out shopping and doing other things, and making those big,
Getting those President's Day deals, man. Those sales.
That's true. That's
deals.
true.
Yeah.
Give me those zero on PR.
Gary's like, I don't give him no deals. I don't give him no deals.
Gary, do you have guys on your lot dressed up like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln?
Gary.
That's what I do. That's what I do. You gotta watch my commercial, man. You gotta watch me. It's
Gary, are you the guy that all the salesmen go back to and say, negotiate that price? Are you that guy? Because I'd love to kick that guy's ass.
I don't want to plug work, but my company is a retail environment, and it is not any of that traditional stuff.
Hate that shit.
But I will just say this much: you still always have it in you, like in your right when you're selling anything. So. I tried to sell Chris my demo when we were at ZoloCon last weekend. I was like, Chris, man, you should sit in this thing. You should, Chris Pinkerton. I'm like, check it out. And then I was in Brooks's car when we went to see the Lego store. And I was like, man, this thing's in really nice shape. I'm like, how many miles on this? I'm like, oh, that's it. You should bring this by. You should let us make an offer on this thing and buy it from you. Which is kind of funny.
Nice. All right, JD, what's up, dude? What's happening?
Hold on. Not much.
How are you?
Doing a little drawing. I'm good.
Doing a little drawing? What you drawing? Your next piece?
Yeah, stuff for tomorrow.
JD was laying some bricks, I saw.
What?
Some brickwork, dude.
Dude, that was awesome looking.
What are you, half Portuguese?
Portuguese. Huh?
Yeah, Portuguese are bricklayers, man.
Bricklayer, yeah.
I thought that was the Amish.
No.
Oh.
We got them beat. I'm Portuguese, so that's why I know JD. But yeah, that brick. I liked the bottom left one.
The bottom
the post that you put up.
Well, that's all the same wall.
You just
That's
tweaked it.
That's progress.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the paint and then the spackle and then cleaned up and then a wash.
Oh, so you took pictures at each moment.
Yes.
I got you.
I got a question for you. How do you wash the spackle off?
It was at first I just like painted it, waited for the paint to dry, and then spackled it, and then I'm like wiping it with a paper towel, and it's pulling the paint off. So I'm like,
yeah, that's what I was curious about.
Yeah. So I had to seal it, like a sealer, and then went back and put the spackle on it, and then wiped it off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Note to self.
Mm-hmm.
Sealer before spackle. Gotcha.
But yeah, I have another wall that size. I didn't even post the size of the wall, but the wall's probably, I don't know, a foot by a foot.
Is that for turtles?
It is for toidles.
No.
Toidles.
Really big toidles?
No.
Oh,
No, 6-inch turtles.
For 6. 4 6-inch baby turtles.
So
Not
JD, are you going to be in the animated wave that's going to be coming out in Target?
Absolutely.
Yeah, buddy.
Like we went out yesterday early on and hit a Target just to see.
Yeah, just to see, like, anxious.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You're in on that rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line?
The animated stuff? Yeah. Not the new stuff, like not the Mezco, the
Nick Jose's
That's the crappy
Nick Jose's
Nickelodeon.
fucking with you.
Yeah.
No, we're not against with the rise. We're back
That's
to
the
our
new
turtles.
one, right?
My G1.
I think that's the new one, right?
G1 Turtles, that's right.
The Ren and Stimpy Turtles.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
The Bebop and Rocksteady looked really good.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. Although I feel like they they kind of missed the mark. They should have released every figure. If they're
That
going to
first
do
wave.
2-packs, no, they should have released, Leonardo with a foot soldier, Donatello with a foot soldier, Shredder with a foot soldier, Krang with a foot soldier. They should have done that.
Yeah. So because everybody's going to want to,
People like-
army
now
build the foot
people are gonna be-
soldiers.
Yeah, people are going to be looking for Michelangelos and Raphaels to
Exactly.
build those foot soldiers.
Who's putting
Yeah.
those out?
That's pretty stupid.
NECA.
Neko.
Yeah,
Or they should come with a dual pack with just 2 foot soldiers.
yeah, maybe.
I don't
Maybe
know.
we'll get one. Those foot soldiers look fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But they could have just made it easy and just released each figure with a foot soldier instead of like teaming Shredder and
I agree with you, JD. I agree.
So now you got to buy like 4 Raphaels. I'm looking at it right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like only certain ones come with foot soldiers.
Michelangelo and Raphael come with foot soldiers, and that's it.
So you got to buy a bunch of those. It would have made sense if they just put the foot soldiers together. No.
I'm sure they will. We've all been down this road before. I'm
They
sure
will.
they'll-
They'll probably make a foot soldier pack.
It's gonna be an exclusive.
The,
So-
the Bebop and Rocksteady though, dude, that looks kick ass.
That'll
So-
be a 2-pack.
These are going to be in the DVD section with the collectibles, I expect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because kids wouldn't know what the hell these are.
Right by the Predator and the fucking Terminator
Gremlins.
shit, the Gremlins.
I do like the dark kind of like panel lining on it to kind of give it
I
that
love the
animated look.
cartoon. Yeah, looks right out of the cartoon. It's all cell shaded and everything.
Yep. That looks pretty good.
Mhm.
Nice. So is this all brand new stuff or is it like the same molds, like similar to what they put out for like the San Diego where it was like the 4-pack and stuff and that real big set that came with the Shredder and a couple of foot soldiers?
That I don't
All the
know.
same shit?
Well, it supposedly is that pack that would, if it's coming out in retail, and that's how they're doing it. But there might be differences. We just don't know yet.
Okay. Oh, like I thought you guys might have had it where you would be able to tell just based off. The
No,
photo.
they haven't. They just released it in Toy Fair. They just showed what the packaging is going to look like, all that stuff, and then their surprise was basically Bebop and Rocksteady.
Mm.
But didn't they show who was the one that showed like some of the other figures? Was it like last
was-
year? Was that NECA?
I think that was NECA too, but they were video game
The
style.
video game style, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the rock soldiers.
The Rock Soldiers, yeah.
And Slash, I think.
All right, so JD, that's something coming out of Toy Fair that you were interested in. I mean, it was this past weekend. So, like, what were the highlights for each and every one of you? I know JD, that's got to be one, right? Because you said you're all in.
For me, yeah, Turtles, Storm Collectibles.
Which Storm? Which ones?
Well, of course, the Mortal Kombat stuff. They didn't
Do
show
the Dark Stalkers? I know they haven't shown them yet, but the fact that they have that license,
Yeah, some of the licenses that they're getting, that's kind of exciting. Gears of War.
I was going to say Gears of War too. Yes,
It looks like that Marcus Phoenix comes with different heads, so you can make them.
he's got the new. Yep, I was going to say the old one too. Yep, it looks really good.
Good on them for doing that, and you don't have to buy fucking 3 different versions.
Yeah.
Which company had the license for that before? Because didn't they put out Gears? of War figures?
McFarlane had it. before.
Yeah,
McFarlane,
McFarlane. Yep.
yeah.
They were shit.
Oh, they
They
weren't.
were.
good?
They were.
Yeah,
They're
they're
statues.
They're trash.
Yeah, that's the way all the like. It seems like all his stuff is not really articulated. It just kind of looks good and detailed, with the paint. Playability not so good.
Not those Fortnite figures, dude. Those Fortnite figures are way articulated. They're like ridiculous that McFarlane's doing.
I think he's
Yeah,
actually doing some studying.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. And now supposedly does he have the DC license? I thought I read that somewhere.
yeah.
So that's,
Supposedly.
yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see.
Because they put that dual, like it was the last Toy Fair or San Diego. They showed those dual packs with Superman and the Predator, or Superman with the Alien and Batman with the Predator.
Mhm.
They did those dual packs last San Diego. They showed, but they never released it because I guess they were having issues with licensing and stuff.
Oh, that'd be interesting. And you said, Gary, you mentioned they got Dark Stalkers too, that video game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've never I'm not a big gamer. You guys know that, and like the Gears of War, I like because I read all the books, and I did like the first 2 games on Xbox quite a bit, and then like I said, reading the stories, so I kind of like those characters. But that Darkstalkers game, I'm gonna date myself, but it really I think that was like in the arcades, like 94, 95.
It was really good
So-
that game.
And that's kind of reminds me of like college, like the on campus, at the time in the little like rec center area and stuff that they had with the food courts and all that kind of stuff. So,
Mhm.
and I'm drawing a blank on her name, but that vampire lady
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like the
I know
double
who you're
sets of
talking
wings,
about.
like yeah, like friggin' dude, so that was pretty cool.
I know you're talking about, but that they'd be the perfect company to tackle like a license like that, Storm, right? Because they do like that animated look like so well, like with some of the Street Fighter figures that they put out that I've seen, like right based off Street Fighter 5. Like some of those look
They have like Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 5. I mean,
Yeah.
they're doing
Yeah.
all kinds of different-
They're doing, they got tech.
They have
Yeah,
tech.
again.
Was it the
I was a little
They do
bummed.
those
I mean,
I'm sorry.
all
Yeah,
right,
go ahead.
no, I wasn't expecting it, but there was a small part of me that was hopeful for some type of GI Joe,
Oh,
reveal of some sorts.
no.
And I feel like every year you kind of hope, and would they have not leaked something beforehand? It's it's unlikely, but I always kind of hold out for that just to see if they would find some way to do that. So that kind of was a bummer.
Now, Gary, do you want GI Joe for yourself or just for the masses? Like, because people have been talking about it.
No, I would like a in typical Gary fashion, no entire teams of anything, but I'd like to see, 6 or 8 of the core characters, if they did 4 and 4 or, 5 and 3, and kind of hit some of the basics. I can't understand why they couldn't put it together with what they're doing with all the different Marvel Legends bodies. And, now with Black Series, it would have to be relatively
even if they do like the
Easy.
throwback cards, right? But like Gary, if they put them on throwback cards, 6-inch figures,
Oh,
come
they'd
on.
have to.
Well,
yeah.
I think what's holding back GI Joe from doing anything with the 6-inch stuff is just because the appeal of GI Joe is the vehicles, and in order
I
to
think
do that,
well,
Dude, they can still do a whole lot. I think we talked
I mean,
about
they could, but
yeah.
there's still a lot they could do. Like
There's
there
a lot
were
of mini vehicles that
yeah,
they
there
can
were
do.
tons of like mini vehicles and stuff like that.
Like the same size as that, like this land speeder and like some of the stuff
Well,
that they've done in the Black Series. So
Yeah, look, you could do a bunch of motorcycles. You could do like the Ferret ATV, right? Super easily in that
Ooh.
scale.
what's that?
Um,
What's that
Dreadnought.
little? Yeah, what's that little flying thing that the Cobra always flew? Like the little.
Yeah, the Cobra Claw, the little
Yeah.
claw. You could do the bubble or the claw. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still a lot of stuff that you
Tons
could
of stuff they
could do for it. I honestly, I think it's just the fact that a sole like military line,
Yeah.
that has its right, its I don't know, its ancestry, right, its lineage dealing with military
Terrorism.
and
Yep,
terrorism
Yep.
and just with unfortunately with the way
Just as
things
a-
are today.
Yeah, it doesn't fly off
You know.
today. That's what they
So-
want to advertise.
Well, can't they rebrand them as like vigilante groups or something like that, revolting against our horrible government or something? Wouldn't that get people to buy them? Instead of the terrorists.
Oh man.
Would be
It is weird though that how GI Joe doesn't seem to be. It doesn't have that spark anymore. Like even though it does seem to be like one of those beloved properties from back in the day, it just doesn't seem to be catching on when it comes to the current like retail like toy market. It has no footprint.
Well, it's funny, Jose. It's like just kind of watching all the news feeds and the different posts and stuff and the discussions, and we're here talking about it now. But I'll just say, this Toy Fair reveal is interesting because lines that I typically would be more excited to see, I'm finding further and further away. So like Star Wars stuff, and I know there wasn't a ton of new things that we didn't already know about. But the whole like vintage, like reissue-ish stuff on vintage looking type cards again, just,
yeah, not really.
like I'm kind of over it.
Wasn't doing
You
it.
know what I mean? It's like, no, but even the whole brand, I'm like, I almost need to go back and watch like episodes 4, 5, and 6 for myself or Clone Wars or something to see if I can generate some excitement again. But my other interests were like in some of the new stuff, like we already talked about, like the Storm Collectibles lines that I wasn't expecting to see, and the Marvel Legends lineup's impressive, but even that gets a little bit old. I think just so much volume of the similar stuff.
Gary, are you a vehicle Voltron fan, or do you only go in for the kitties?
I only really like the lions.
All right.
That's my Voltron. Yeah.
Yeah, Tamashii Nations had the vehicles on display, so that was nice to see. I mean, I guess you could expect that was coming, but to actually see it was like, wow, nice.
That was nice.
Anybody else?
Voltron 2,
in
man.
on that?
Voltron 2.
Yeah, man, I got hyped when I saw the reissue for that because I know it was a big thing with Gary last year. We were trying to find him one, and Jose was gracious enough to sell him his. But I always wanted that thing too.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're reissuing it, I'm like, I got to jump on that this time. I can't sleep. So,
are you gonna go in on the vehicle one too?
The vehicle one. I mean, I would like to see it how it's gonna look when it's finished because there's a lot of components to it. But I think it's gonna be nice. I think it'll be dope. We'll see. I don't know if I can come up with 600 to 300.
I'm really curious to see how they're going to work the articulation on that vehicle Voltron and the legs. I'm considering how it attaches. I'm sure they're going to have some magic in there, but I'm anxious to see. Not anxious, but I'm curious. I'm intrigued to see how they pull it off.
So. What about you, Dom? Are you in on those?
Oh yeah. I always liked Voltron 1 and Voltron 2 is like just 3 robots that get jammed together, which is pretty weird looking.
That ugly looking robot,
got, like,
right?
fucking 6 arms and shit.
Yeah,
but it's hitsery. I like Voltron. You know, Lions are the ones I stick to because of the fact that that's what I grew up with. But when I got into the line, I remember watching the shows that came out with Voltron 1 and Voltron 2 and stuff like that. So, but I don't know what excited me was that like some of the Super 7 stuff that came out was really exciting. I like to see what they're going to do with Turtles. Gary, I know Gary sent me a post this weekend, and I watched the video later on, and I'm like, I didn't see if they showed anything, but they put like a little sticker saying, Turtles to come. Turtles coming soon.
Do you think they're just going to throw Turtles in that vintage He-Man buck?
Yeah, like I don't know if that's the case. If that's the case, then
I'll bet you.
I bet they do. Yeah, it's got to.
It's got to be because they're doing it with the Toxin Crusader. They do it with Conan. So
they
they're
did it with
using
Thundercats.
That buck. Yep. So,
or they'll be reaction turtles.
Well, if you remember the Playmate turtles, they were similar. They weren't too different from that.
No, yeah. Back in the day,
yeah. The Super 7 Masters of the Universe movie figures had me like, oh shit.
That's what I need to. Yeah.
Who would have ever thought that they were going to actually come out with that so many years later on a movie that probably gets shitted on?
Yeah, but like I just like to see what they're going, how they're going to do it, because you're gonna have NECA doing the cartoon versions, which is great. Like I'm definitely going to be in that line, but on whether they're going to do it like a more amped up adult type of look,
it looks
like their Masters of the Universe stuff, classics and stuff like that. So,
but to their credit, I will say, right, Super 7 carrying on, like I don't collect like DC figures with Marvel Legends, but I know people always complain that DC never has a scale that matches up really seamlessly with like the Marvel Legends style figures completely, right, where they really blend together well. But you can not that you put them in the same display, but they really all fit that similar aesthetic. The limited Thundercats that they did, and if they do the Turtles this way, I mean that's pretty impressive. And
it's all 4 Horsemen. That's why. And
they
stick to the same thing. They're smart like that.
Yeah. I think they had a good thing going, and if they would be stupid if they did anything different.
Well, I look at it like this, right? If you sell, I may have mentioned this before, so if I did, just stop me. But like, if you sell luggage. If you're talking, no, seriously, when you're selling luggage, you don't sell like one piece to like 10 different customers. You have like 1 or 2 customers, and you find a way to get each of them to buy like 5 to 10 pieces of the set, right? And that's how you sell it. And I think that's what they're doing, why it makes sense. Who would really care about Toxic Crusader stuff other than maybe a little bit of minor nostalgia? But you put it in scale with like the Turtles, and then suddenly someone will pick that up because of that same reason. You know what I mean?
Yep.
and some of those other lines. So it's very well thought out, business model for that. I think.
And with toy photography, we're going off your thing, Gary. It's like, people are going to want to mash up their toys, and
yeah, right.
I think the like some of the photos with that type of mashup is really cool.
Just think about the Toxic Crusader trying to clean up some fucking ooze with some baby turtles next to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Boom, and
like, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Peaks, and when you put a photo like that, it gets looks.
Mhm.
Because you're doing it something different. So if there's a toy line or toy manufacturer that's giving you that opportunity, that's going to be down what you're going to be spending your money with. But I like it. I like it all. I like what they're doing. I love how they do it. Pre-orders, put the fucking pre-orders out. Here's the month to pre-order. If you don't, then it's your bad. Then I love how they do it.
Brian, did you see the giant Jurassic World blue dinosaur?
Yeah, I saw that.
That's like on scale with the T-Rex size.
I did not. So they made a raptor that scales with that T-Rex?
I won't say it scales with it, but it's about the size of the giant T-Rex.
Oh no.
So it's almost like a one-off because it doesn't really fit like with the other dinosaurs, but for mythic stuff, it would look pretty kick-ass. So
Oh yeah.
put that with some of the new ice figures that came out. There you go.
No, I missed that, man. I think there's a lot of things I missed out on. So I have to go back and check all the links again, I guess.
Yeah, there's just so much, man. It's easy to just miss out. And you might just be, when you're looking at all that stuff, just trying to beeline to whatever you're like most interested in.
Yep.
Like Dave, did you see, like, I know you've been into the Tamashi stuff, and I think JD also, like that Star Wars realization, like that.
Yeah.
Like feudal Japan.
They didn't really show anything new though.
No, they showed the Kylo. I think
they have a Kylo, right?
And the C-3PO. But we've seen that already.
Yeah,
that's been revealed already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, relax. Jose's just asking a question.
I do think they came out with a Wolverine one though for the Marvel ones, which looks cool. I wouldn't buy it because I'm not into the Marvel realization, but it looks good for what it is. Kind of looks like a cross between the realization and almost like a Play Arts Kai version of Wolverine. The way they did it, it looks pretty cool.
Oh, the way they do like their variant line,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It sucks because I thought like an event like this, maybe you'd see some more like new stuff out of Tamashi, but they also have like just a large amount of things coming out between Gundam and like everything else. Their Solar Chigoken line, like we said, it's sort of Voltron. They had that Titanus on display, like based from the Power Rangers. That Carrier Zord, like I saw that there.
So, Jose, are you excited with what Hasbro's doing with the Power Rangers? Because I know you have had some of the items in your collection over the years.
Yeah, that Lightning collection is the main stuff that I saw, which is I guess like their new line, and fucking Hasbro, man. I was wondering what they were gonna do, but it looks good. Like I guess using that digital technology, like again for like the head sculpts and stuff. Like they're including the like the human head, like with the Ranger figures, and it was like it looks good. So I was actually surprised because again, I've told you guys before that I haven't even been liking what Fig Arts is doing, like in that regard. So,
and I'm very surprised that they didn't go for like a build a figure type format with that, because remember Playmates had that build a figure Zord piece, like it's a mini Zord, but like at the end of the day, each figure came with a portion of that Zord, the Mega Zord of that era, and you basically collect all five Rangers. You could put the little Mega Zord together.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was very surprised that Hasbro didn't follow suit with that. But because they're single figures, they're just single figures with no build a figure anything.
Yeah, and they look like from the packaging, they each came with a few accessories.
Yeah, so if you accessory, some have like I think extra hands, right? They had extra hands. So.
With the sculpts look good. That like Lord Zed figure was.
Oh, that Lord Zed looks so fucking good.
Yeah, it looks good. Like the last one that they put out for a couple of years ago for that like legacy
Oh,
line or whatever. It was super
puny one?
small.
Oh, so
yeah,
stupid.
it wasn't really that detailed for like
Yeah.
so anybody that wants like that particular character because it is a fan favorite. Like there you go. You know?
What,
And I'm
what scale
happy-
is that, Lord
6
said?
inch. It's
6
6 inches. It's probably
Yeah.
a 7. It's a little
Hey,
taller,
hey.
probably.
Hey, Brian, that's Mythic-y right there.
Yeah.
Lord said.
It's
More
true.
space. It's like a space age character. Though.
The more I want stuff to be mythic, when I put it next to something mythic, I'm like, it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, Gary, but real impressive like that stuff, man. Like I was wondering how Hasbro would do now that they got the license. Like I didn't really like I want to get a closer look at the mech stuff, like the Megazord that they had on display. Couldn't
Did
get
they have a Megazord on display?
Yeah, they had one based off the like I think the new series, that Go Buster series that's gonna be coming out. I forgot what they're calling it here.
So they might do the older Megazords, like what Playmates used to do.
Yeah, because before, like I know, like the last few years, they've been thumbing down like the Japanese versions to make it all fit with like that Zord builder gimmick, where you could just take the arms and legs off the previous season's bots and mix and match them with the new ones. Like, but them doing that, like, oh, you lost other features that the original Japanese toys had.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering if they were going to go back to that, just straight up licensing that stuff, or just doing something brand new. So from the couple of pictures I saw, I couldn't really tell. So definitely interested in seeing more of that stuff. But as far as first look, man, fucking good job.
And I like that they didn't put out like the first Power Rangers, all 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? They picked and choose certain characters.
Yep.
It was a very nice mix, and there's certain some of them was characters that we didn't get with Playmates, and some were. And it's like and I think they're doing a good job. I'm definitely down if the price is right.
What does a Playmate not put out?
What has Playmate not put out?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be.
If you don't have the right key, JD.
Is it that Dom? But is it that $19.99 like price point, or is it $24.99? Like I don't know. I got the feeling they're gonna be like $25.
I think they're gonna be $24.99. I think if Hasbro, I think we're gonna be shocked because I think in the near future, I think the prices of Marvel Legends are gonna go up.
I was about to ask, is that going to be like the standard for Legends and Black Series coming out pretty soon?
Yeah,
that $24.99.
I know they want. I'm assuming that's going to happen sooner or later. But if they can keep it at the $20 price mark and give what they and continue giving what they're giving, I'll love it. But
I mean, they've already started doing it.
I know. But them.
Studio stuff.
Except the studio stuff, yeah. Which they're doing another studio wave, aren't they? Or they doing like a kind of hot pods, like going back and because they're doing another Hela in the Warrior is the Warrior that they were doing.
Yeah, whoever Carl Urban is.
Yeah. So they're doing another studio wave type thing.
Are you guys willing, like those of you that do still collect some of that stuff, are you willing to pay that extra $5 for like the stuff that they're giving you? The digital
sure,
paint?
give me an extra hand, or give me an extra head, extra hands.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
If it's anything regarding Power Rangers, I wait until they go to clearance because it's like if history has repeated itself, Power Ranger stuff always goes on clearance. So.
Wasn't it like the last couple of waves though? Like I saw some of that stuff going for like high prices, like on Amazon and like other.
Well, only like certain
the original.
The
original.
Those are Dom's listings you saw.
Yeah. Those Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian.
Shout it out.
Brian has an issue because I'm a scalper.
Oh man,
6 kids, Brian. I got 6 kids. I want you to come over here and feed them for me.
5 of them are on this show, Dom.
Yeah, exactly.
The other one's upstairs in bed.
Was there anything else from the show? Like anything else that stood out, like to you guys, or at least anything new that you might have seen that you didn't?
Dude, I'm happy that they're coming with a Snake Mountain at Super 7. That's great.
Coming, right?
And I'm out.
Is that going to be like $450 or $500? Like
$600.
I don't know, but he's saying they're going to have installment plans.
Well, you got the Castle Grayskull, right? That big carrying that big box out. So
I need something.
Now
right?
you need it. You need the Snake Mountain. Is it going to have the same features? I remember the original one having like a microphone or something.
Dude,
right?
that thing is crazy big.
Yeah, when they showed the what it was, JD, they showed the actual size of it, right? When they made it, it's fucking huge.
This one scaled down a little bit from the one that they showed, right?
Are they going to do that, or
that's my understanding is that it's still pretty gigantic, but it's a little bit lower than the one and that was when Mattel showed it. You know, what I mean, that was like what 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, Gary. Didn't the Castle Grayskull come with like an adder piece, like a bottom piece that you can add to it?
It didn't. The Grayskull, the Point Dread was the bird little plane ship that fit 3 figures. Yeah, the red, blue, and orange bird. And that had a little stand that you could either put by itself, like the original, or it would attach to the top of Castle.
And I must have saw something like a custom power that somebody did where they added like an adder to the bottom of the set that I guess created the moat and everything. So it must have been a custom that I saw.
I would love to have that Snake Mountain.
Yeah, I think for me,
just make one, JD. Does it come out better?
Just that Voltron for me.
Hey JD, do you want when I buy? I'll give it to you so you can just copy it and just build it yourself. You can do that, buddy.
JD's like, I don't want to make it myself.
It's a lot of man hours.
Brian, you need the vehicle Voltron, right? That's the one that because you have Soul Chogokin lines, right?
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that really excited me. I'm gonna call my dad tomorrow and thank him for not letting me play video games because he saved me a lot of money right now. Because I have no interest in Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Gears of War, or anything.
God.
So, so what about Jose? Like, I know you're into the Siege line. I think probably more than any of us are right now. But it just seemed like there was a lot of excitement for like Omega and the Jetfire. From people who have like the third-party versions of those. So I'm just curious, do you guys have any interest in that stuff? Knowing that you have like the Fans Toys Phoenix.
I'll be buying that.
Yeah, JD.
Yeah.
What's the motivation? I'm just curious, like not being like. Is it because you can play with it without worrying about it so much? And
I mean that helps. I mean, I still do the chug stuff.
I know you were getting out of that. Like you were selling like a lot of your stuff like recently. So with this line, are you back in?
Well, I'm selling off all of my doubles.
Okay.
So like everything I had, Masterpiece doubles, everything that I had, chug doubles, everything that I had that were doubles. That's what I'm selling. I still have everything that's opened. So like. I mean, if they wouldn't have made the changes that they made, I probably wouldn't be buying any of it. But like what they're doing with this Siege line, I mean, we already picked up most of everything that's out already. I think the only thing we're looking for is like the Shockwave and
Ultra Magnus.
Ultra Magnus, thank you. But yeah, that Jetfire looks awesome.
Yeah, I like it. I'm in for the Omega, at least the Omega. I'm definitely down for the Omega because it's kind of part for the Devastator that I have. So, and Gary, I think it's the playability.
Okay.
For me,
I can see that.
It's the playability. It's me playing with those toys as it meant to be played with as we were if we were kids. So
are you bringing your toys this weekend?
I just say it because
you motherfucker.
If you pay attention, on some of the sites and some of the import sites, the DX9, Gabriel is getting a reissue, and it's relatively less expensive, even with shipping, than it was originally. The various Weijing versions you can look around and find a little bit cheaper. So the price gap between like that Omega and one of those other third-party styles isn't that. It's not that big of a difference anymore. And just depending on where your collection goes, you could get one to play with, so to speak, and not have to worry as much about it just being a display piece.
But we all know that Omega is eventually going to go below $100 some days.
The Ollie waiters. Everybody's waiting for them to show up at Ollie's for $30, and then there you go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for Amazon, to be honest, this year.
Yeah, Amazon, like they dropped the Devastator down to like $70 one time.
Yeah, and even
Devastator for $70.
Yeah, the Triptychon I think is hovering between like 80 and 90, like at certain points.
Fort Max
Price fluctuates
at one point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fort Max. Yeah.
Let me tell you something with those city bots, right? Like I own all of them except for Triptychon, right? I don't have not one of them out except for fucking the
Metroplex.
I got dibs on the Metroplex, bro.
Yeah, I don't have none of them out. They're too big. Where the fuck are they going?
Yeah.
You know, like really, where they going?
Is it? Don't you have Dust Metroplex?
Yeah, I do.
That's funny. I remember, like, no, that was our first meetup, and I remember he had it like, you know, buckled in the seat of his car, and he when he delivered it to you in the rock swap in the parking lot.
Dave, did you ever clean off that Metroplex? Did he have like 5 years of dust on him?
Yeah, no, it did. It had quite a few cat fur balls attached to the bottom. I think one of the cats used to like rubbing against it. You know what I mean? But well, other than that, it was immaculate. You know, except for that. You know, I took most of it off. But I wound up putting it back in the boxes. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with this thing out? Where's he going? You know, where's he going? Really? I was thinking about using them as like a display piece to like hold another piece of furniture up or something because they're that big.
That'd be funny.
You know, it's like where are you putting them?
I told you what to do with them. You gotta get a clear fucking goddamn coffee table, set them up in base form, and display your legends on top of them. And then everybody sits in front of your coffee table and see a nice diorama of fucking a battle going on.
Dude, and then get the Omega and then buy like the eventual third-party tracks that are coming out. Shout out the Verbally Challenged that I listen to. When they mention that. And dude, you can have that tank, put a motor in there, and have him go around inside your coffee table around the whole thing.
Hit a switch, and you got some action going on.
Have a Transformers monorail in there.
So all of a sudden, Dave is now like a model railroader.
Yeah.
You want trees? You want trees? We got trees.
It's Omega Supreme.
We got somebody who can build you trees and some bushes.
Well, that seat stuff looks good though, man. Like for anybody that's still into that mainline stuff, like Brian, I know you pick up some of that stuff here and there. Are you into any of that, or are gonna be into any of it?
I don't know if I'm gonna go in on that Cybertron Prime or Galaxy Force Prime or whatever it is. Sun Jetfire, I'm definitely getting just because I want to play around with them for a few months, swoosh them around, and I'll think about it. You know, I was thinking about today that this Siege line is giving something to the Chug Collector, something they've never gotten before, I think, which is Voyager size Seekers. Hasn't it always been a sticking point? They're either too big or too small. Like you got leaders, you got the locals. So you're finally getting some Voyagers that are G1 in bot mode anyway. I thought that was was something, you know, for people that were holding out for a while on those. Finally get to complete that shelf on a scale they like.
Just a consistent scale across the board and shit. I saw some controversy though, like in the groups, like, well, I don't know if it's controversy, but just, you know, people stirring the pot. So I guess this has been a point of contention. And the Jetfire that they revealed, and they're like, oh my God, it looks so close to Fans Toys. And apparently some people are saying that they would probably get that piece as like a stand-in for like a masterpiece. And I just remember the post I saw. It was like, man, like if you think, you know, getting that Siege Jetfire is a stand-in for the Phoenix, like that's like saying you're not going to get the Kronos because you got a Combiner War Superior.
I saw that.
That's funny.
You know what it makes me think of though when you bring that up, Jose? It's like, so we got third party, right? And people have always like talked about third party in a sense like, hey, all they did was take something that Takara made and changed it, you know, on some of the products that are out there, right? They might have changed a little bit of the transformation, you know, changed, you know, a little bit of the look. And now it looks like Takara is doing the same thing right back. Like, you know, like they're like, all right, look, they made this. It looked good. It sold. Let's see what we can take from this, change it around a bit. And I mean, to me, it looks like when I look at it quick, it looks just like the Fans Toys.
Yep, I agree with Dave. I'm like, listen, if that works in your collection, more power to you. You know what I mean? That's it's happening.
I mean, he's meant to look like a certain, you know, design. If it transforms the same, or relatively similar, then you'll be like, yeah, they probably definitely took some tricks from that. Like, hey,
I mean,
let's-
this whole Siege line, everything looks very.
I
So,
applaud them.
I'll be honest.
I applaud them for doing it. Like,
Yeah,
if
I
if
wish
they are doing it like that, Gary. Sorry, I just wanted to say,
No.
if they are doing it like that, then they're just saying, you know what? There's a third party out there. We know that third party out there, and we're gonna just take their designs or
Take
concepts,
something back. Take something
yeah,
back. from
and
them.
just and get it to a cheaper value. Where if there's collectors out there that can't afford the third party figure, and we can give you something a little bit less value, maybe not as good as much quality it is, but at least it's got the look.
Yeah, that,
and it's official.
That is still subject, but
Yeah, it's
Yeah. It's. I agree with you, JD. But like at the end of the day, there's no comparison. There's differences, and there's a divide between the two. But I'm happy for what they're doing. So.
But that's how the character looks, though. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
right.
Fans Toys just did theirs based off the way the character looks. That's Hasbro doing the same thing. You know?
Yep, exactly right. As you can't, I actually wish that leader Jetfire from like 4 or 5 years ago.
yeah.
The one that had all the hollow pieces, like that looked the Robotech right looking version. Like I wish like that aesthetic was built with the quality, that the Siege figures seem to have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like that aesthetic a little bit better.
I like that
The
figure a
design
lot.
more. That newer Jetfire, the last one that they put out, basically. Right? That's
the one.
Yeah.
The one before this one. That I know there were like filler kits and stuff for it, but it like looked really good. But yeah, it was like super hollow in places.
Dude, I got that. That was a leader, and I think I got that at
Yeah.
an JCC for like $20. Somebody was like,
Yeah.
20 loose. I was like, yeah, I get it. Why not?
And it's a good mold. That mold, like it's a
That's
really
what I'm
good
saying. I
mold.
like it. I like
Yeah.
aesthetic. I think it looks great. I just wish that they would,
The
it
quality
would be
wasn't
nice.
quite
I
there
personally, yeah, exactly. I said me personally, I like that look versus the Jetfire cartoon, boxy look. Personally,
Mhm.
that's all.
yet.
Yeah, that was the nice figure. There was supposed to be there were some add-on kits advertised like at some TF Con where they were going to replace the arms so you can give them wrist swivel and stuff. I never saw it come out though.
Yeah,
That's really
but like
Yeah, I just saw a little filler.
But just bringing that up, like, because the what is it, the side swipe, right? The side swipe is like when people were transforming the side swipe from Siege, it's very reminiscent of the masterpiece, right?
Right.
So I think that's like the evolution of these action figures. They're gonna take concepts that are at the higher end, and now over time they're more affordable to basically make at the lower end and get them into their Siege line or the Generation line, whatever you're calling them, the main line. They're what they put out in retails, and give you that type of evolution to a toy that you not necessarily got 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're not getting that exact like 1-to-1. Like it is thumbed down somewhat, but the look of it is just very reminiscent. Like I remember at Dust's place, like we were comparing both of the side swipes, and you could just see it. You could see how it's inspired from like the masterpiece. And a lot of the figures are in that.
And I think like is if that line Siege or whatever they want to call it, that generation's line continues. As years go by, it's going to get very closer and closer to what we've experienced Masterpiece to be 10 years ago. Like, what I'm saying? It's just going to be a lag with them.
Yeah.
But, because with economies of scale and after duration goes, things could get made cheaper. And at the end of the day, sorry.
It's not me.
It's a pizza.
See, we caught Dom. See, we caught him. Delivery. Like we knew it.
I really thought that was Brian. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
It's for school closings and stuff like that for tomorrow.
Is it supposed to snow? Is it supposed to snow?
Yeah. Like around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So they're warning parents about maybe early dismissal and stuff like that.
I saw like one of these days, like the temp was supposed to be like mid to like upper 50s. I was like, oh,
yeah, that's
good.
just
Monday coming. Supposed to be like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I hear what you're saying, Dom. Like, well, eventually, it does get affordable for them to offer that kind of like higher end sort of quality at that lower price point.
Where Masterpiece is going to be at the brink of innovation and putting out things, and you're going to pay the price for that. You're going to pay the price to get those new innovations, and they can now fucking tuck a ladder in behind the goddamn guy's neck. And it's like, you're going to pay for that about that new stuff. But eventually that stuff will trickle down later on into the main line what they're putting out to retails because it doesn't. The cost was already paid up front for the masterpiece, so they can use it in the retail line later on when it's cheaper.
So you're saying we're gonna eventually get those Bumblebee feet?
I like support your siege because if you don't, I'm sure the next generation line won't happen. So if you guys are loving the siege, support it, buy the figures because if they don't get what their projections on where they're going to make money on that line, you might not get a next line. They could all go downhill from there. But support what you love, and if you love it, so buy those figures, and maybe hopefully we'll get another line of siege figures. Maybe called something else. I don't know what it's going to be called, but see what happens, and maybe they'll give us some more things that we're looking for.
It does seem from like the brand end to me, like it looks like, because I've been hearing just nothing but good things. Like I'm collecting the line, I like it. Other people that maybe weren't into it as much is very happy with it. That they finally checked it out, but it looks like the company themselves are going all in on the concept because that you have the figures. They announced a Netflix cartoon series to come out next year, War for Cybertron. They announced the video game. They're basing the new IDW's comic book like on it, so it just seems like they're going all in with this Siege War for Cybertron kind of trilogy, I guess, which is going to be, I guess, the next 3 years of branding.
Because I don't think they have a movie set up like after Bumblebee, right? They don't. Is there another Transformer movie coming in the works?
It's coming after that.
They confirmed the Bumblebee now to definitely be like a reboot, and I think they will probably put out more. Even though nothing's been announced.
Let's see what happens.
Timing with the cartoon though, like why would you not time it to come out with the toys? So
I agree.
The timeline
that's a big mistake. Yeah,
they could totally generate more buzz by having a cartoon.
Usually, typically, it's like what JD. You would start the cartoon first, and then hit the toys.
And then people are like, oh my god, this cartoon's so great! I remember seeing this.
You start it after the summer, and then toys come out for Christmas and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's not how Transformers started anyway. We always had the toys first before we had
correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying.
That's a good point, Dave. Like it is true in that respect, as far as they just made the cartoon to sell the toys, but the toys were there. They just brought them over. But since it is supposed to be like a trilogy, and I guess this is going to be the next few years worth of storytelling. It's still going to be consistent, even with the cartoon coming out next year. I think, they were a little bit behind when they were doing those Machinima series. The trilogy of, was pretty much wrapped up.
Yeah, the toys came out first before those freaking shows came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, way ahead of time, so.
All right.
I still have to watch the last series.
I got a question for everybody. So we've been talking Toy Fair, right? We talked about, obviously there wasn't much that impressed us,
Mm-hmm.
Was there something that you wish was there that you didn't see? Like I know Gary mentioned the G.I. Joe, but does anybody else have anything they wanted to see?
I mean, to me, it's just a broken record. I feel like I'm saying it for years. And
say it, Brian. Say it.
Goddamn Thundercats.
Say
it. There was even I forget where it was. I was watching one of these like high volume YouTubers, and he's like, I heard somebody say something, and then like he did one of those pre episodes of like, here's what we expect to see, and they were talking about Thundercats again. I'm like, it's not coming.
Yeah, like I was disappointed that Super 7 didn't say anything about that.
So
it's somebody needs to finish that fucking line because there was a good molds, and they were doing a good job. Maddie was doing a good job with it, and
No, they weren't. They weren't doing a good job with it.
If they were, it wouldn't have fucking went kaput. Right?
Exactly. And they wouldn't have given you such a hodgepodge of characters if they were only going to make 6 characters like the way that they did.
That's them. They always do hodgepodge of characters. They never give you out the whole fucking kit and caboodle.
Now, is there any indication that a company's going to pick up the mantle for Thundercats as far as that license, or you guys are just hoping?
Well, didn't Storm Collectibles pick the license up? I thought I saw that.
Nah, that was a troll.
Fluke?
Yeah, that was true.
That's stupid.
But I don't would Storm do a good version of mine? You think so?
Think so?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Dude, they kill it.
seeing their Sagat and their other figures that they're doing, I think they definitely would kill it.
Sagat.
Anything else you guys?
I was trying to think, like, there was something I was thinking about yesterday, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. That I was surprised I didn't see it, but yeah, that kind of.
Massive Order in the chat said Silverhawks. Paul L saying Silverhawks. I guess that's popular.
How many episodes was fucking Silverhawks?
Dino Riders.
I think like 98.
Bambi.
It's like 65, maybe.
Yeah,
was what,
that
two-
magical
two
syndication
seasons?
number, right? 65 episodes usually for shows like that. If they showed it every day, you know.
So it was one season or two
No,
seasons?
it was 2.
Two, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this one thing that, and it's kind of going to sound like a contradiction, but those Funko Reaction, like the 3 3/4, and the retro vintage look that they are coming out with for every single movie and series under the sun, like I personally can't stand that stuff. I think that's just literally junk. That if
Yeah, it
you,
doesn't look
if,
good.
yeah,
There should
well,
be
it's not even for the toy, but it's like everyone's like, "Oh, we'll keep it on the card," and it's kind of this. Listen, I'll just take a picture of the poster of the movie. You know what I mean? If I want to watch The Warriors, or They Live, like I'll get the movie poster for it, right?
Yeah,
There's just these little
Talking
things.
about the 3 3/4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
like all the little,
stupid.
the 5
Yeah.
POA ones that
There's-
are really, really soft, like in the molds.
Man.
But if you're gonna do that, why are you not making like the RoboCop police car to go with it? If you're gonna make these little like cheap 3 3/4, throw out like a vehicle or two or
Some
something that
vehicles
goes
or
with it.
Play sets.
Or
know what
make
I mean?
them look better, like kill the sculpt, but it looks like they're intentionally going for that, like nostalgic, like no
They look melted.
articulation. Yeah, like
And look,
barely
you
any
can-
detail.
You can make a well sculpted, like look at the Rebels Star Wars figures, for 3 3/4 that you
Power
can
to
make
four.
you can make a well sculpted 5 POA figure, but they all look like they're like a birthday candle that kind of got melted down.
Yeah.
And they put it on a retro card, and people are like, "Oh yeah, I like that movie," But the I don't know. I just think it's junk.
Yeah.
I think it's the same people that buy those reissues of those Amigo dolls that are coming out. Like those Amigo dolls that are they're out in Target. Amigo, whatever.
Migo.
No,
Amigo.
Starts with an M.
I think it's marketed to people who want to buy pops but are
Amigo.
afraid to buy pops. That's what those reaction figures are.
I think Brian's on something there.
Yeah, I think you're right, Brian.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Gary. Though
You know?
I'm not in on those. I don't think they look good either. Like, so I could understand the nostalgic, like, allure for it for some people, but it's like they keep coming out with shit. So I'm like, wow, it must have a market. There must be somebody buying it.
Now, look, if I could take, Mr. Miyagi or the Karate Kid and put him in an X-wing, Brian, you're right. There's something for that moment.
Dude,
for
man,
that moment,
Pilot the Millennium Falcon.
right? I'd be like, all right, that's pretty good. I could see that, but that would be fleeting, and then it'd be like, all right, I'm done.
I picked up. The only ones I picked up were the Fifth Element figures because I thought nobody's going to make Fifth Element figures. So I bought those because I thought that was like I enjoyed the movie,
But
and the figures were out there.
Like, so you don't you want that type of representation for action figures just because
Dude, it was like a spur of the
moment.
moment. It was in Barnes and Nobles. I saw them on the fucking peg, and it was like all of them were there.
Be
and I was
happy
like,
with
you
the
know
Blu-ray,
what?
bro. Be happy with the Blu-ray. And that's
I
it.
agree.
That's what I'm
I
saying,
agree.
Jose.
I
Like,
agree.
right?
Was it money well spent? Probably not.
Get a movie poster.
I had bought one of those for like an old boss that I had. Like he was into Pulp Fiction, and they had the Pulp Fiction ones.
Yeah.
And I had, he's not a toy collector, so you spend what $5-6 when it's on sale for it. And be like, hey, look, I picked you up something, and they think that's cool because they don't collect toys. They see it and they're like, oh shit, that's fucking Vincent, whatever, from fucking Pulp Fiction, whatever, And then they toss it to the side. When we'd fucking dissect the thing, like doesn't fucking look like him. Look, there's no arm, no articulation in the arms and the legs, and
But
look, there's fucking paint missing on this side. Like,
I think that's the appeal of those figures because there's figures of things that you typically wouldn't have figures for.
Right.
So, like, who's making Pulp Fiction figures? Who's making who's making what's the fucking Little Trouble and Big Trouble in Little China figures. Nobody's making those
Right,
figures.
but
Hot Toys made it.
NECA's gonna start doing that. All that NECA, to me, really they've really like stepped up
Yeah.
with that nostalgia shit, that 80s stuff. Like they flooded Toy Fair, and even before that, like they're just knocking shit out one by one.
Yeah. I can see them, like Dave. I agree with you. I can see them going down that road and hitting up like 6-inch figures for all those, those movies that have nostalgia to it, and knocking out a couple of chief characters.
Who was that? There was a Black Series Clone Trooper that was like they had the gray accents. Did you guys see that?
Oh, what the hell? That's from. Oh man, damn it!
I don't know. So all I know is it'll be a nice compatriot to go with my wolf that I picked up last year. So.
Got an orange shoulder pauldron.
Yeah. Dave, have you put your Sideshow Commander Cody up for sale yet?
Nah. I thought about it too. I think I had this conversation with EE Prime earlier in the week because when they posted the picture, he was like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "I don't know, bro." I mean, the face sculpt is amazing on that figure. I think they knocked it out the park. Aside from that, I mean, I know it's an upgrade from what I have. It's not that different for me, so I have to decide whether I'm gonna have Commander Cody, with his mask on or off, and if it's important.
You're gonna have his mask on. Keep his mask on.
Mask on, so then I don't need to buy the new one.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like
He had
there's
that
no
little
point.
hologram. He had that hologram of Obi-Wan in his hand.
This one has it too.
All right, never
That's the
mind.
same
You're
one.
good.
The same one
You don't
has
need
it,
anything
too.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like fuck it.
We already had this good conversation. It's not going to be a big difference. So
Spend them another 300 or not? Spend another 300.
yeah, it's not.
I mean,
It's not.
if I can get back three-fourths of what I paid for this one, then maybe. But no, people are selling them for $150, $100 now.
Yeah.
When 2 months ago it was $250, $300. So
All right.
that's the game. That's the game we play.
It is. Really is.
Fuck that, Dave. You keep your Clone Troopers Sideshow. That's what you do.
He wants
the
the
side-
Hot Toys.
Fuck
I'm
Hot
just trying to
Toys.
be nice because when I originally bought it, he was like, "Just wait for Hot Toys, man. They're gonna make it. Trust me. just wait." And now Dom's like this, sitting in the back. He's like, "I told you, Dave. I'm gonna have the good one. You're gonna have the stupid one."
I'll bring mine over, okay? So you can take pictures of that one.
Oh man. All right, let's wrap on that, guys. Like it seemed like there wasn't a lot of exciting, or at least not too new reveals, I guess, as far as the people on the panel were concerned.
How about the Constructs
Yeah,
Masters of the Universe. Grace,
You're in.
You're in.
I
You're
knew
in.
that was coming out a
JD?
little bit before. Yeah, I already pre-ordered it.
Oh, me too.
I was close.
Oh.
But
We're
Do it,
I'll make-
Brian.
no, man, I wanted. I'm collecting this line, and I want to build my own with my
Oh,
my
you
totes
was-
full of Legos downstairs.
we'll make sure building up to it talks about it for you guys.
Yeah,
The non-Lego.
the
We'll get you-
non-Lego.
There's a guest star on that
Exactly.
episode. All right. Well, before we wrap up, let's run it down the line. We're going to continue on Broadcasted. We'll continue this conversation, invite the realm in on it. They could join us here. So let's run it down the line, get some where you at, so we'll call it a night. Brian Brink, I'll start with you, bro.
You can find me, Brian Brink, in the Facebook groups at Brink Liza on Instagram. And sorry to say, only 2 nights of podcasting this week. So,
Ooh, that's it.
yeah, no figure banging this week.
I'll get you on MPSB Theater on Friday night. Let me speak to Goat Nick. All right, Big Dom.
You can find me here Tuesday nights with you guys and Dominic Rosso on the Facebook groups, which I don't post. I'm never going to post. Screw those Facebook groups.
Great.
Fucking people with big fucking mouths.
I was gonna say, it's
Fuck,
like,
dude.
I should have hit that
That's
button.
it.
I'm telling you.
That's it. Video. Every time you send a message, it's got to be a video. Like you gotta have a one-on-one talk. Like, does anybody listen to like their mothers and say, if you have nothing nice to say, don't fucking say it at all? How about that? Practice that shit. Maybe the world will get a little,
Little
nicer and happier on fucking Facebook.
Good luck.
Bunch
All
of
right.
clowns, dude. Bunch of clowns.
All right, Energon Addict.
Stop it, Brian. When I post something, Brian, stop putting crickets. It's hurting my feelings.
You can find me on Instagram under Energon Addict, David Colon in the Facebook groups here on Tuesdays. And I wanted to mention one thing. Brian, did you get to see those McFarlane Game of Thrones figures?
I did see those.
Yeah, maybe we could talk about that in the after hangout, but I wanted to mention that.
Khaleesi.
I think they look pretty cool looking.
Cool. All right, G Money.
Yeah, Gary Allen in the Facebook groups, and that's usually where you'll find me most active. But I don't get quite as aggressive as Dom seems to worry about, so you don't have to worry about it.
I'm not doing it. I'm not getting.
No more
Pressure-
posts. No more
pressure to
fucking Facebook
post.
posts from Tom.
Why? What did he post? What is he talking about?
It's so
I'll tell
funny,
you.
man.
We'll,
It's
we'll,
so funny.
we'll tell you.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we'll talk about it all.
Gary, I look forward to seeing more Angry Cat memes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll get my wife on it. I'm sure she'll be thrilled now that she's making it.
Actually, Gary, I will post on the ROC wellness page because people are nice there. They're nice,
Yes, they are.
encouraging.
It's a
They use happy thoughts, and it's very nice atmosphere, very positive atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it, Don. Speaking of which, we've got about 6 weeks left
Yep,
to go
yep.
Weeks left. Yep.
for that.
Better get
And
started.
and listen, I'm just gonna say that last check-in that we did, there was quite a few people,
Creeper,
like
yeah,
very,
creeping up.
very, very close together. Depending on how they managed to find that right balance between everything. But either way, it's exciting to see so much progress for everybody with it this year. So
Gary, when are you gonna stop
stuff.
reminding people to check in?
Yeah. Word.
when
Word.
about what? I didn't say anything. I just said during the last check-in. For that-
Just
Yeah,
remind-
but then
just-
Then
Just
come
remind
Saturday,
me,
you'll be
Gary,
like,
just remind
reminder,
me.
guys,
Yo.
there's a check-in tomorrow.
No.
My text on
Now,
Sunday.
why do I have the voice like that?
Because I'm Gary. I'm just kidding. You don't sound like that. I'm just being stupid.
All right, JD.
You can find me, JD Burgess, on the Facebook group, Treatment Surgery on Instagram and Xbox Live. Here every Tuesday night with you wonderful gentlemen, and every other Wednesday on Figure Bangin', which will be next week.
Next week, Figure Banging. Tune in. All right. As for myself, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Xbox Live, and the PlayStation Network, all at Harrick and BX. And check out Verbally Challenged on all audio platforms. This show, Breaking the Mold, is also available on audio, so you can subscribe on all your podcast pushing platforms. Leave a 5-star review while you're at it. If you're watching us on YouTube, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Shouldn't even have to say that, guys. Remember to check out Crashbox Customs on social media for all your Mezco 1/12 and diorama needs. Mention the word Realm when placing an order. You'll get a surprise gift with your purchase. Check out the website, realmofcollectors.com. We're on Facebook as a group, Realm of Collectors, on Instagram at Realm of Collectors. And remember to check out the rest of the shows on the Cool Table, Enter the Realm, Plastic Fanatics, Shattercast, Uncut, Toy Detox, Nerd Rage Radio, Beer and Bolters, 30K, Stasis Lock, 8 weeks, building up to it, and Fresh Communication. You can find the Cool Table page on Facebook and subscribe to all those other awesome podcasts. All right, that does it for us this week, guys. Shout out to the chat squad, everybody in there tonight. Thank you. Much love, and we'll see you next week.
Crickets.
Bye.
Bye.